Hey everybody, it's a gorgeous day for some traditional archery here in Morgan County, Ohio. So I thought I'd get out my bow and shoot some arrows that I just made, and also try out a new quiver that I got from the hide handler and see how I liked it. So I thought I would share that with you and share this quiver and give you some of the pros and cons, and also share this gentleman's website. He's known as the Hide Handler. I'll post the website in a link below. Makes a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of really great quivers, pistol holsters, and some other things as well. So definitely worth checking out. So let's take a look at this quiver. So there's some things about this quiver that I absolutely love. Mainly the way it looks. This thing looks awesome. I'll show you some more of the actual quiver here in a second, but I wanted to show you the 3-point system that he uses. Now this is something that's similar to some other back quivers that are out there, where you have 2 straps as well as the shoulder strap to help hold the quiver taut against you, so it's not flopping around all over the place and making a whole bunch of noise. But one of the drawbacks, and this isn't so much a drawback with the quiver, more my own problem, but with this 3-point system, if you're a bigger guy, and I'm sure you've probably already noticed this, it is going to highlight your moobs something awful. It's like I'm wearing a push-up bra with this thing, man. I'm telling you, I got moobs for days. Look at them sons of guns. Woo-wee! So if you're a bigger guy and you're going to be wearing this in public, you're going to either get made fun of, or maybe you're going to want to put on an ace wrap or something like that to get some control over your chachis. So that's really one of the biggest downsides to this quiver that I can tell you about. And that doesn't really have anything to do with the quiver. That's more to do with the fact that I'm just chubby. So there you go. Biggest downfall with this quiver, in my opinion, is the fact that it really jacks up the moves. Also, before I show you the quiver up close, I wanted to give you an idea of the noise that it makes. It's lined with fleece, so my arrows aren't flopping around all over the place, but it does make, you can hear that, some typical leather creaking. Now that might be because it's new and the leather hasn't really worn in yet, but if you're going to go hunting with this particular quiver, a lot of folks don't like to hunt with a back quiver anyway. Just keep in mind, and this really probably applies to almost any leather quiver like this, it does creak a little bit. I wore it turkey hunting and I really had to hold still to keep from making that creaking noise. So there you go, 2 big downfalls, my tits and also the creaking noise. Well, here it is. This is the classic leather quiver made by Stephen Katz of the Hide Handler. I'll post his website in the description below for you so you can check him out. I absolutely love this quiver. I couldn't be happier. It's a high quality quiver, great craftsmanship, made with quality materials. This is real thick leather. I believe it's saddle leather. So I know that this is going to last me a long time. Based on the quality of materials and also the quality of the craftsmanship. Take a look at the stitching here. It's just really well done, and also the fittings are made of quality materials. Now there are some customizable options with this quiver. You can choose the color. I chose dark brown. You can choose whether or not you want the shoulder strap or Stephen's 3-point system, I believe is what he calls it here. I chose the 3-point just because I think it looks pretty cool. And also, if you've used back quivers before, you know that they tend to slide down, so this helps hold it in place. Now obviously you've got the issue that I showed you earlier if you're a bigger guy or a woman, where it's going to prop things up a little bit, and maybe you don't like that, but hey, some of us are fine with our bodies. Plus, once you hit around 280 pounds, you can't really hide the fact that you're a bigger guy anyway. My rolls are officially out of the oven for everyone to see and occasionally smell. So that's not a problem. Anyway, in terms of functionality, This is pretty great. It just depends on what you want to use it for. Hunters might not like this particular quiver because it is a little noisier with the leather creaking, as I showed you earlier. That will probably change as the leather conforms to my body and softens up a bit. And also, any back quiver is going to make a little bit of noise with the arrows. Now, he does, on this particular model, put fleece in here. He lines it with fleece that you can see. That does help cut down on the noise a little bit. But any back quiver is going to make some noise when it comes to the arrows flopping around as you walk and so on. But for the 3D range, target range, some hunting for sure, this is definitely a great option for you. We've also got this awesome pouch, which is one of the reasons that I wanted this model. I love the way this pouch looks, and I can also put my essentials in here, my bowstringer, an extra string, serving string, you know, small knife, broadheads, field points, whatever you want to stick in here. It's pretty roomy. Obviously it's not going to fit everything, but you can definitely put the essentials that you might need in the event of an emergency in the field. Again, as I mentioned, the fittings here are very high quality. You can choose brass or steel. I went with brass because I like the way it looks, and in general I just love the way that this thing looks. It's also reinforced here in the bottom for broadheads. I forgot to mention that. And it fits quite a few arrows. I've got 13 in here. Probably room for a couple more, but these are thicker, higher diameter arrows. So, you know, if you're using smaller arrows, you might have a little more room than what I do. But anyway, back to the way it looks. It just looks like a very traditional, maybe even fantasy-esque quiver. I could see anyone from Legolas to Robin Hood using a quiver like this, and I absolutely love the way that it looks. So I'm real happy with this quiver, real happy with the purchase. Steve has quite a few options on his website. Anything from quivers like this to quivers made out of fur and pistol holsters. He's got a lot of stuff on his website, which again I'll post below, so check him out. If you're a traditional archer, or maybe someone who's just into LARPing and you want a quality, good-looking quiver, I would highly recommend checking him out and seeing what he's got for you, because I absolutely love this thing. Price, this quiver, again, a little bit more expensive, but you're getting a high quality product. I think the average production time is around 4 to 6 weeks. Mine took a little longer, I think around 8 weeks, but we all know that custom products can take a little bit longer and quality takes time. So it was well worth it. I did get a little anxious for it toward the beginning of turkey season, but it was well worth the wait, and I'm real happy. This is probably one of the best purchases I think that I've ever made, or at least in terms of me being happy with it. So again, check it out. Stephen Katz, the Hide Handler. Get one for yourself. Talk to you guys later.